Welcome to the story of Martha Guzman. Miguel Ruiz Lobo, a 51-year-old man, was convicted for the brutal murder of 11-year-old Martha Guzman in June 2014. The incident occurred in a little Havana apartment where Lobo had been staying with Guzman's mother. Their relationship was tumultuous, leading to conflicts that resulted in Lobo being kicked out. On the night of the attack, he returned and viciously stabbed Guzman multiple times in the throat, leaving a knife embedded in her neck to stage the scene as a suicide. Guzman's mother discovered her daughter in this horrifying state, which shocked the entire community. Medical experts testified that the nature of the wounds indicated a violent struggle, debunking Lobo's claim that Guzman had been suicidal. They noted that her injuries, including severe cuts to her wrists, were inconsistent with self-harm. During the trial, it was revealed that Guzman had scratched Lobo in self-defense, indicating that she fought back against her attacker. The prosecution presented a strong case, arguing that Lobo killed Guzman out of anger and desperation after losing his place in their lives. After a week-long trial, the jury convicted him of burglary and first-degree murder. In his defense, they said the deceased had attempted suicide, which might have contributed to Guzman's culpability, but the facts were obviously disproving this story. The primary risk was provided by the two people involved in domestic violence, who were saying there was a crime in which the rights of the children were violated, which is not acceptable in society. The conviction reinforced the need to safeguard the weaker sections of society. Guzman's family, along with the wider community, had been striving for justice for the little girl, whose life was cut short in the most brutal fashion, and they felt a sense of closure after the court's verdict. During the sentencing phase, Lobo was delivered a life in prison or the death sentence. The horror of such events emphasizes how negatively abusive relationships affect families and society. It was a message that needed to be sent out to allow their people to expand, uncovering matters of domestic violence and the commons' care for the victims. The way Guzman went out was regrettable. She has become the ultimate martyr and an encouragement to continue challenging violence with a view to victory. Those who are unable to protect themselves. This case demonstrates that those who commit misdeeds will be punished, and that the shadiest among the population will be sheltered. While people mourn Martha Guzman's life, it is also pertinent that measures be put in place to reduce the chances of such occurrences in future, by understanding why violence takes place in the first place and how people can be assisted. If anything, society should be able to protect children and families from situations similar to the one in this case, so that it doesn't have to witness the suffering which Martha went through. It is also of great importance to put efforts on making people aware of the nature and types of signs associated with domestic violence, and the fact that these emphasizes the necessity of getting out first before it is too late. As pointed out earlier, domestic violence with the background of anger and animosity, like the cases of Miguel Ruiz Lobo and Martha Guzman, should not be repeated, focusing on providing a safe environment for children instead. Martha and Miguel's violent deaths are proof that one should not ignore their emotional struggles, and that one should advocate for the security of the most vulnerable people. The death of Martha is justice delivered in recognition of the undying essence of humanity, and its perpetual search for the reality. One more time now, as communities together to honor her memory, they are also united in the fight against violence, advocating for change and support systems that can help prevent future tragedies. The story of Martha Guzman, though marked by loss, can inspire hope and action as we strive to create a world where every child is safe and protected from harm.